That's all the stuff I can find. I'll have to stop at the store. I can't think straight.
I can't do this, Josie. You want to pack him a bag, be my guest. But Gary didn't kill anyone. He does not belong in that jail.
Cameron, it's hard to combat an eyewitness when you don't remember anything.
Come on, the eyewitness is Cindy. She's the one they ought to be investigating.
Okay. We know that Gary was at Paradise Lounge. The bartender can put him there before the murder. You saw him on the docks right after Grant was whacked. Problem is, we don't have anybody that saw him in between that. Except Cindy.
The hell with Cindy. I know my brother. Now, drunk or sober, he would not hurt anyone.
I know that. I'm trying to think like a cop, or else Gary is going to wind up doing time.
That's not going to happen. We're going to have to figure this out.
This is the jacket Gary was wearing the night Grant was murdered. If only could talk.
I'd ask you how you're doing, but... I stopped by Paradise Lounge. Arnie sent this over. Smoked turkey, Mile High. Says it's your favorite.
I've eaten there. Excuse me.
Harry, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't want to tell them. I wanted us just to walk away from this.
Well, the truth is about to come out anyway.
No. No, you will not give up hope. I will get you the best criminal defense attorneys that money can buy. I'll testify. I'll tell them that you were rescuing me.
It's unbelievable.
Gary, the prosecutor are offering a deal. You're going to be out of here before you know it.
Do something for me.
Anything.
Cindy, you're a good friend. One of the few I got left. Now, the night Grant died is completely blank. Now, all I got is your word. Now, I've got to ask you one more time. Are you telling me the God-honest truth about what went down that night?
Any surprises in the reading of Grant's will last night?
Oh, only Judge Walker's announcement that he's executor and trustee.
You're kidding, Walker. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised at that because, you know, Grant had the guy in his pocket even from way beyond the grave.
Oh, wait, Joe. Fun hasn't even started yet.
Oh, yeah. Then Cindy showed up and said that she and Grant were never really legally divorced.
Yeah, what kind of garbage is that? Grant even told me himself he was never happier than when he came back from the Caribbean with that divorce.
Cindy says that was all an act.
And since they were still legally married at the time of Grant's death, and she's not mentioned in the will, she's contesting it.
Well, who was mentioned in the will?
Kirkland, he's sole heir.
Oh, God, that poor kid. Hate to be between Cindy and that money.
Why, you see some kind of plan at work here, Joe?
Oh, you mean the fact that Cindy just went from key suspect to rich woman at the same time Gary is charged with Grant's murder based on Cindy's statement?
Some symmetry to all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm sick of that broad calling all the shots. You know that? She may have put Gary in jail, and she may have killed Grant, but I'll be damned if she's going to hurt my son. The divorce was final, I'm sure of
Well,
it.
I can call the authorities in Santo Domingo and see what I can find out.
Grant says it's true. It's true. He's divorced. I mean, he would be certain to cover all his bases.
Wait a minute. Is there any way that Cindy could have made it to the Caribbean and shredded the documents?
It's possible, but if she paid off all the right people, it's going to be hard to prove. I'll see what I can do.
There's something you can do, Joe. There's somebody you know that has the inside scoop on this marriage.
And you would be the one person to get to her.
There are witnesses who saw Gary and Grant yelling at each other after the mayor's speech. Gary then left the Harbor Club. I tracked them down to the Paradise Lounge. At that time, Harrison was still alive. I never should have left him.
Hey, forget that. The next time we can place him is at the docks, where he was practically passed out.
Somebody had to have seen him in the time between before I took him home.
Maybe if we canvass the area, put his picture out there and see what we come up with.
Good. Gary should be helping us do this. It's like he doesn't even care what happens to him.
Well, maybe he doesn't. I mean, after the baby and everything we did to him.
Well, I care. He's not going to be doing any time for something he didn't do. If he's not going to fight for himself, I will.
We have to get him out of there.
Just got to find out where the hell was he when Grant was murdered.
Oh, he can remember. He just doesn't want to because he thinks he has nothing to live for.
Yeah. And Cindy's using that. I'm telling you, when I find out what kind of stunt she's trying to pull, they're going to have to pry my fingers off her skinny little neck. Did I do this?
How can you ask me that?
I have to ask.
I tried so hard to keep your secret from everyone, including you. I didn't want to tell anybody. And when they came up with Vicky and Marley as suspects, I thought we lucked out. And then when that fell through, Joe and Josie were coming after me. You understand? They were going to take me. And they kept pushing and pushing, and I got all confused. And then when they figured out that we were at the scene of the crime, I had to tell them. Gary, what else was I supposed to do?
No, I thought it could have been something like that.
You are the last person in this world who should pay for this. You've been nothing but good to me.
You always say that.
And now I'm lying to you. How could I do something so horrible? How could I repay your kindness and your goodness by ratting you out to the cops? They forced me to do this.
Cindy, I am not accusing you, all right? I'm just taking that night over and over and over in my head. Even the time gaps, all right? And it's just not making any sense, Cindy.
Shh, shh, Gary. Gary. It's best you don't remember. Look, I've got to go. I'm due back at the cop shop. They haven't finished questioning me yet, and the sooner we get this over with, the better. Gary, this is not forever. I swear to you, I will get you out of this. Joe.
Marley. Dr. Armstrong.
Yes, how can I help you?
Captain Carlino, Bay City PD. I have a couple of questions for Ms. Hudson.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't allow that.
She's a material witness in a murder case, Doc. I could have her subpoenaed.
And risk her therapy and recovery?
Oh, I'm fine,
It's
Doctor.
okay,
I don't
Mom.
mind.
It's all right. I can handle
Doc,
this.
I need some answers. She's got them. A couple hours tops. Please, I wouldn't be asking if it wasn't an emergency.
All right. Look, just give me a moment, and I'll see if there's a room that we can use.
That won't work. I need her on the scene.
This is highly irregular.
Yeah, well, so is this case. Trust me, Doc, if there was any other way, I would be doing it and not bothering you. But Marley can help us out, and since she is here at the insistence of the DA, she's in custody. So I gotta tell you, Doc, I think my jurisdiction supersedes yours.
She's my patient, and I'm in charge of her care. Look, even if I was to allow this, there's paperwork
This is a
that needs...
homicide investigation, Doctor. Now, while I can assure you that Marley is not a suspect, I can't allow any of the details of this case to leak out.
You know what? I'm going to be fine. Really, I'll be fine, Doctor, and I want to cooperate with the authorities. Like you said, it's part of my recovery.
I'll have her back by dinner.
Look, if you're sure that you can definitely get
Well,
this...
I'm not. Marley is my client, Joe, and she's not going anywhere with you.
Tyrone, hey, glad you made it, man. Listen, I got to talk to you about a very last-minute development. Be right with you,
Wait,
Doc,
what
okay?
development, Joe? What the hell are you doing questioning my client without notifying me?
Listen up, we got to talk fast.
Right, Cindy is contesting Grant's will. She's saying that they were still married when he was killed.
I don't see how this concerns Marley.
Marley and Cindy were in cahoots, okay? Maybe Marley knows the truth. Now, if Cindy was lying about this divorce thing, she's probably lying about Gary, too. Give me a couple hours with Marley outside this place.
You know, Joe, the last I heard, this was no longer an investigation. You've been suspended.
Last I heard, we're still on the same side.
Yeah, well, Joe, when you exercise authority that's no longer yours and it puts my client's future in jeopardy, then no.
Come on,
Then no.
Tyrone, we're not putting her in jeopardy. We're trying to help Kirkland.
Kirkland, is he all right? Is something wrong with him?
He's fine, but this could affect the rest of his life.
Oh, wait a minute, wait. Let's see what the hell's going on here. McKinnon put you up to
Oh,
this.
come on, Tyrone.
Now, let me tell you
Look,
something,
I
Joe.
know
Give
you're
me-
trying to protect me.
Marley, let me handle this.
No, I can't. I have to do whatever I can to help. Don't you understand that?
Even if it means putting your case at risk?
Well, I can't go against a police captain's orders,
Yeah, but
can I?
Marley, he's not the captain anymore. He's been suspended, which means he doesn't have the authority to take you out of this place. He's doing this for Jake and Vicky.
And Kirkland,
Listen, Marley, listen. You haven't even gone on trial for the kidnapping charges. Now, if you leave this place and the DA's office finds out...
Then my very good lawyer will make them understand that I was doing the right thing.
They will take advantage of you.
Not if you're standing right there next to me. Please, Tyrone, don't keep me from doing what I have to do, all right? Just go over there and convince Dr. Armstrong to let me go. If anyone can do it, it's you.
Don't make me regret this.
What do you think's going on? I mean, do you think Marley's going to be able to come?
I don't know if she'll want to.
She wants to. Jake, I don't really think she ever meant to hurt me or to hurt us. You know, it was Grant and Cindy that were just using her. It makes me sick. And if Cindy thinks she's going to lay one pinky on
She won't.
Kirkland's inheritance, I'd like to just knock some sense into that empty
She's
skull
not
of
going
hers.
to get away with this, okay?
I just want her out of our lives. That's it. I want her out of our lives. I want her out of Kirkland's future. If she takes one step, I want to be one step ahead of her. Did you know that the only reason Grant and Cindy got married in the first place is so Cindy couldn't testify against him? I mean, who knows? Maybe the whole marriage isn't even
slow
real.
down, all right? Now, I'm going to put brakes on Cindy as much as you do, but you're getting ready to put everything on the line, and we just came back from going down that road.
No, she marches in this house and says she's going to steal away Kirkland's future. He's
Kirkland
already
has
lost.
everything he needs. He has a wonderful mother. He has a very good-looking stepfather. You're not going to need the money.
Yeah, I realize that. But I also realize that if Cindy gets the money, she gets the power. And if she gets the power, we will never hear the end of her. You know that.
Promise me something. Promise me that you're not going to do anything reckless. Not going to do the wrong thing for the right reason. You listen to me. You just let it go, okay? Let it go.
15 minutes, Tony. 15 minutes with Gary is all I'm asking.
Are you finished with Gary?
Yeah, he still doesn't remember anything.
Must just break your heart, huh?
Actually, they say that the brain forces itself to forget things that are too painful to remember.
Is that how you do it?
Thank you, my least favorite journalist. Isn't it a little early in the day to be out raking muck?
Sorry, I don't want to fight. Actually, I'm just here to dig up a little truth. As a matter of fact, before I forget, I wanted to give you my deepest condolences.
Thank you.
Guess you'll be crying all the way to the bank?
Chris, please, have a seat.
Something I said? Tony, what? So you still trying to break her statement? What are you doing?
The VA put a no-press order on this case, and that includes you. Sorry. I know how friendly you are with the police and everything.
Great.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up?
I'm looking for Joe Carlino.
Carlino's suspended. Tony's busy with... Wait a minute, are you here to see your brother? Or have you already seen him? How's he doing?
Do you really want to know, or you're just looking for his story?
Does the two have to be mutually exclusive? Gary happens to be a really good friend of mine. And I'm also doing a series on how Grant's death affects the city, its citizens, suspects, and Cindy.
Oh, yeah, it must be really tearing her up.
Oh, yes. This thing is a real trip. Just wish I could get down there and talk to Gary. See how he feels about how she's making out on all of this.
What do you mean?
I mean, how Cindy's cashing in on his alleged crime. Gary has to know that because of him, Cindy stands to inherit Grant's entire estate.
She gets what? Wait a second. Tell me that again.
Thank you.
I'll leave you alone.
Hi, sweetheart. It's Mommy. Your Daddy and Mommy miss you so much. Things just don't seem right without you here. We're both so lost. Gary always wanted a little boy. And then when he knew that you were on your way, he was different. Oh. You opened up a whole new world for him. Anything was possible. Anything. And you did it all by your little self. But then you left. Gary found out everything and everything stopped. He doesn't care about anything anymore. He doesn't even want to help himself. I wish you were here. I wish you were here so you could give him a reason to live, a reason to fight, because I can't seem to do it. Baby. If you're listening to me, my little angel, find some way to help your father, please. Please help him. Because I've done everything I can now.
It's Gary doing a flower in his pocket.
That's it? This is it? Oh, my God, thank you. Thank you so much.
So what's that about Cindy cashing in on Grant's death?
All I know is they had a reading of the mayor's will last night at the McKinnon place. Now, everything was supposed to go to Grant's son, a cute little kid named Kirkland. Jake tells me that Cindy came by and said that everything should go to her because she and Grant were never divorced.
Just like that barracuda looking for a cut.
Oh, no, my brother, this is a cut above. See, there's a state law that stipulates that if a legal spouse isn't mentioned in the will, that person has an automatic right to contest.
Which means what?
In English, it means the widow could take all. Property, stocks, bonds, investments, the whole nine, all could be hers.
What about the kid? How does he make out?
Walks away empty-handed. After everything he's been through because of his old man and Cindy, nothing. I mean, not that money could ever replace a father, but still. The point is, Cindy Harrison is bad news, which is why I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around how Cindy and Gary became friends in the first place.
She's no friend of his, no matter what he convinced himself of.
Cameron, let me make you hip to a little law that you and Gary should know about. It's illegal to profit from a crime. In other words, if Cindy was convicted of offing Harrison herself, she wouldn't stand to inherit a nickel, no matter what. Which makes it real convenient that Gary is the one being charged, if you get my drift.
Yeah, I get it. You looking for a quote?
Oh, you know it, baby.
Okay. My brother had nothing to do with Harrison's death. He doesn't know anything about a will. He doesn't know anything about any legal loopholes, but he's about to know right now.
Gary! Gary, I know where you were, Gary. I know where you were the night Grant was killed. I know where you were.
Yeah, so do I, and so does Tony, and so does Cindy.
Oh, to hell with Cindy, Gary. The evidence speaks for itself.
Okay, so where was I then? What evidence? What is that? Where did you get that?
At Gary Jr.'s grave. These are the flowers that were on his grave, Gary. The same flowers that I found in your jacket you were wearing that night. Were you there, Gary? Were you at his grave? Gary, were you there?
So what if I was? I don't... Like there'd be anybody to see me.
Are you absolutely certain, Gary? Just try and think. Think. I know you can remember if you just think, please.
I told them everything I know. Right? Just leave me alone. Just go home.
I have to talk to Tony.
Gary, it's about time you know the truth.
Stop right there. There's nothing you can say that I want to hear.
Hi. Thank you for coming.
Sure.
So, Joe, how'd you convince her doctors?
Well, actually, the doctor was a piece of cake compared to this guy. If I ever get in trouble, I want him as my lawyer.
Yeah, well, Joe, you know what? You might need my services after today. I mean, you got a suspended police officer to move a person who's legally in custody?
Joe, what's he talking about?
Temporary suspension, no big deal. I can handle it myself, all right? I'm more worried about Gary and Kirkland right now.
Man, I'm concerned about Marley, so let's get this over with.
Why don't you get off your high horse,
And
okay?
what, Jake?
Stop it. Stop, all right? Please. They said you have questions that concerns Kirkland.
Yeah, Grant's will was read last night, and Kirkland stands to inherit the entire estate.
Oh, good. I hope he does better with it than Grant did.
Wait a minute. Before this goes any further, I want it understood that whatever Marley says is off the record.
Whatever.
It's just that he may not be able to inherit the money.
Why?
Cindy's going to contest the will.
How can she do that?
Well, apparently she and Grant were never legally divorced. The divorce Grant thought he got never happened.
Cindy told you that, and she kept a straight face? No, that blissful union was definitely legally over.
How do you know that?
Well, she told me. For a while, that was all she talked about, how he dumped her without a penny.
Marley, you're sure about that?
Well, I didn't see any documents, Jake, okay? No divorce papers or anything like that, but Cindy knew she didn't have a legal hold on Grant. That's why she was going so crazy, and she was willing to go along with my plan for her to shoot him and then be his nursemaid and win him back, or maybe more.
Come on, Tyrone. There's no way she can testify to that.
A lawyer can just say it's hearsay, Jake.
You sure? You sure? You never saw any papers waved in front of you?
Yeah, but if I could get in front of a judge, I could tell him to... Okay, yeah, I guess I'm not the most reliable witness.
Look, you guys need legal proof of the divorce. I mean, this is just a waste of time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't be more help.
No, it's okay. You helped.
Yeah, okay. No, look, I want to get Marley back to Willowdale, so if you're through with her, then...
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Tyrone.
You know, wait. I don't know if this helps, but Grant had something on Cindy that she would have killed to get her hands on.
What are you talking about, Marley? What did Grant have on Cindy?
Well, that's the problem. I don't really know what it was. I just know that Cindy was afraid of him.
Well, wait a minute. He knew that she shot him. That's one thing.
No. From what she said, he was a hoarder. I mean, he kept whatever he thought he might be able to use on someone.
Vicky? Do you know anything about this?
No, nothing. Where did he keep all this stuff?
I don't know. I don't know. She would always talk about a key that she was dying to get her hands on. She thought he had maybe a safe deposit box, something like that, and he wouldn't let her anywhere near it.
Well, I'm sure Grant's divorce decree is somewhere under lock and key. It's just we don't know where the key is, and we don't know what it unlocks.
Wait a minute. No. Stocks, bonds, yada, 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 and strong box, which contents will belong to my son. We gotta find this box.
We gotta find that key. Was it on him when he died?
No, key's in the personal effects list, no.
Maybe he didn't take it with him that night.
Oh, maybe somebody else got to it first.
All right, well, we have to search his place. We've got to find the box and the key
But the
before
old
somebody
search
else
warrant
does.
ran out, and I don't think I'm in a position to get a new one right now.
We don't need a search warrant. The apartment's Kirkland's. As his guardian, I think you have every right to go to that apartment. Come on.
What are we waiting for?
Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks, Marley.
Yeah, thanks, Molly.
Marley,
No, I would do anything to help you. You know that, don't you?
talk to you soon.
I love you.
I love you.
All right. Mission accomplished. You ready to go back to Willowdale?
No, I can't. Tony, you're not going to believe this. Guess what
Sorry, I didn't know you were busy.
It's okay. Looks like it's important. What's up?
It's okay, you two girls chat. I'm sure we're just about finished, aren't we?
I wouldn't put my money on it, Cindy. Can I talk to you when you get a minute?
Wait, no. What did you mean by that?
Sorry, Cindy, that's confidential.
Why don't you sit tight, okay?
Okay, the only thing that I am guilty of is trying to protect my friend. Something that his wife wouldn't know anything about.
Gary may not give a damn about what happens to him, but lucky for him, he has friends who do. Real friends.
Real friends, real friends. What? You mean like, oh, you and his brother? Wow, you're his real friends. Makes you wonder what they would have done if, they'd hated the guy.
Okay, why don't you wait for us outside? Keep an eye on her. I'm probably going to have some more questions for her in a minute.
Listen, I know I'm the last guy you want to see right now, so I'll make this short. Cindy lied. She lied about you killing Grant. She's setting you up. She's using you. She figured that since you blacked out that night when the cops came knocking on your door, she was just going to turn you in.
Why would she do that, Cameron? Well, I mean, what did she get out of that?
Besides getting no heat off her for Grant's murder?
She didn't kill Grant. She loved him too much.
She loves him so much, she's trying to inherit his entire estate. She's claiming that they never got divorced.
She what?
Yeah, she's playing a big grieving widow, and she stands to make a lot of money, which gives her plenty of motives to murder the guy and to set you up. So if you want to throw your life down the toilet, just be my guest. But I figured you might be a little upset being that woman's chump.
Marley, if I don't take you back to Willowdale before your day pass expires, and that doctor of yours will have the police rounding up you, me, and Joe Carlino.
Well, I'm not talking about leaving the country. I know I have to go back, but not this instant, right? There's still a couple of hours left.
Yeah, well, technically, yes.
Okay, so look, I have weeks, probably even months, to work on my bonsai garden and perfect my basket weaving, but how often am I going to get the afternoon to do this?
Do what?
Oh, just hang out in a house with someone I like.
Marley, I know what you mean. But I don't want to push this day pass.
No, you don't know what I mean. You couldn't possibly. And I will go back to the ward, and I will be a perfect little patient. But right now, I just want a few hours to not be anything or anyone but Marley. And when you say the party is over, I promise I will willingly go back to Willowdale, even happily.
What did you have in mind?
Lunch.
Lunch.
With you.
Marley,
No, you've done so much for me. I want to be able to say thank you. I'm really a very good cook, and I promise I won't use any sharp instruments or make any sudden moves. I just want a few hours to remember what it feels like to be an ordinary person.
All right. On one condition. I
What?
do the dishes.
Deal.
Telling you, my people searched this place top to bottom. Even opened the safe. There was no strong box.
You know something? There is one place you guys might not have thought of. Kirkland told me about a secret hiding place that Cindy had in his bedroom in the wall. Maybe Grant took it over when she moved out.
You just check these drawers here.
What is it?
Oh, there's more in there, too. I don't know. There's papers.
Documents, papers. No. Look, if he has a copy of this divorce decree somewhere, it's going to be in a place that's more secure.
Well, you know, I'll just double check here.
What is it?
Just found it in one of the books here.
It's over. Let it go.
Oh, come on, Vic. It just makes me sick to my stomach that he's sitting here looking at pictures of you and interfering in our lives. What he did to Joe. I mean, I know the guy's dead, but I just don't think it was enough, you know? I just think he got off too easy.
Mm-hmm. Now Cindy's trying to make a profit off of it. Unless, of course, we can stop her.
Got anything, Joe?
No, nothing yet.
Look, I'm going to check the bedroom.
What I got?
Joe, he found it.
I swear to God that was not here when we tossed this place.
Yeah, well, it's here now. And it's locked.
Uh-huh. Bet you $2 million whoever has the key could answer a couple of questions for us and for the cops, like who killed Grant.
Hey, you wanted to talk to me again?
Yeah. I know how you felt when Grant gave you that brain drain. Remember when you lost your memory?
It was horrible.
Yeah. At least I was there to pick up pieces, right?
Yeah.
I need that from you right now. I do. I need the truth. I need the details. What did I do?
Gary, no, you don't want to go over that again.
I do, because if I'm a man capable of this, I need to know.
Yeah, no, okay, look, I'm sorry. I don't have any time.
But please, Cindy, please. You were there. You know. I mean, what pushed me over the edge? Did I mean for him to die? Was it an accident? What were you doing?
What do you mean?
I mean, why didn't you try to stop it? Why did you let me leave the scene?
Because I had to stay behind and wipe away any fingerprints.
So you destroyed evidence. That makes you an accessory, Cindy.
Well, I wasn't thinking. I was terrified. I was in shock.
All right, I can understand that. I can. All right. So, okay, so now, Vicky hits Grant over the head. All right, he falls to the ground. The cops come. There's no pulse, and they pronounce him dead, correct?
Right, but he wasn't dead. And when I came in, he went after me. And by the time you came in, he was out of his mind.
Okay, so that's when I came in and I strangled him. And he fell in the exact same spot that the police originally found him, correct?
Everything happened so fast.
Well, okay, so, all right, so what was he doing? What was he doing? Was he struggling for his life?
Yeah, that's how it went.
Oh, so that's the way my shirt ripped then?
Yes, that's exactly how it happened. It was horrible, the way he was clawing at you, and I stood there. I was frozen. I couldn't do it.
Exactly how it happened. My shirt didn't rip. There was no blood on me. From his head injury, you would think two men fighting for the death. There would be some evidence, correct?
I'm sure there was, asked the cops.
I did. I woke up at Josie's house. Nothing worse than a hangover.
Gary, we were both 3 sheets to the wind. You can't expect me to remember every little detail.
Every little detail. This is my life we're talking about, Cindy.
Please don't look at me like that. Please don't look at me like that.
You conniving, manipulative little... You know what? If I find out, you were trying to pin this on me, Cindy. So help me God.
You know, you really hit rock bottom when you can't tell a helping hand from a knife in the back.
It's getting awful late, son. Why don't you go on home?
I'm at home. Everything I had, everything I wanted, it's all gone. I can't even tuck him in at night. All I could do is bring him flowers to his grave. But that jerk, he's got a son, and I don't. I gotta go find him. I gotta go find him and tell him how lucky he is to be a father. How damn lucky he is.
You're not in any kind of shape to go anywhere but home, son. Go on. It's almost 10 o'clock. No time to be out here in the cemetery.
Mr. Griffin, thank you for coming in to answer a few questions.
It's not often I'm called on to look after the living.
Do you remember the plot you led me to this afternoon?
The baby boys rest in place.
Someone laid some flowers on it not too long ago. They look like this.
Sorry, I see a lot of flowers.
We'll try to think. People don't bury baby boys that often.
It's just that it's really important. A man's future weighs in the balance.
Please,
Think back a few nights ago. It was the night of the Chamber of Commerce dinner, the night the mayor gave his speech. It was on the radio?
Yeah, I remember that. I listened to it before I went out walking Max, making my rounds. What a windbag that guy was.
Okay, we have the right night. Now, when you were making your rounds, did you see anybody? Here, we're looking for this man.
Him? Well, let me think. I don't... Oh, wait, now that you mention it.
What?
Yeah, he was in pretty bad shape that night. Drunk. I sent him home.
When did you see him?
Well, I always make my nightly rounds at 9:45. Poor guy, I do remember him now. I got him a cab.
You did, huh? You got him a cab.
We can do this.
Did I help?
Yes, more than you know. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Griffin, and thank you for taking good care of him that night.
You're free to go.
This is it. This is what we were looking for.
I think we did it. This proves it, right? Gary was nowhere near the Harbor Club when Grant got offed. Even when he's dead drunk, he's still the best guy I know.
Salad?
I couldn't.
Oh, come on, you're going to break my heart.
Well, you know, I don't want to do that. I just have to run extra mile tonight.
Ah, that sounds wonderful. Running at dusk with the sky changing color over my head. You have no idea the things that you miss when you get locked up. It's changing to spring outside, and I'm missing it.
Hey, you all right? Are you okay? Can I get you anything?
No, I'm fine. And thank you.
For what?
Letting me play hooky. I'd forgotten what this feels like. Feeling free and happy. Like anything is possible.
Anything is possible, Marley. If you want it enough.
Maybe. Why didn't we meet before?
Guard! Guard! Come on, I gotta talk to you. Tony, thank God. You gotta listen to me. I remember where I was that night. I didn't do it. I didn't kill Grant.
I know.
What do you mean you know?
I mean, good police work. You're free to go. Thanks to Detective Sinclair.
It's going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. Just come to Mama now, all right?
Surprise.
Night. Must-see Thursday starts with Friends, then Will and Grace on its new night, followed by Frasier, a special Thursday Just Shoot Me, and ER. NBC Tonight.